Alan Ridgely's middle name might not canonically be Chad, but it really should be, and it certainly is in the hearts of me and many others. Trust me, this is not going to be the last video about him I make, but this is going to be my first video in forever where I'm actually talking about game mechanics, cause there's a really funny thing about them and Alan. Throughout the Xenosaga series, skill points are an important resource used for upgrading your characters. In episode 3, this takes the form of an actual skill tree, where you go down the line and spend points to unlock new perks, which are either new attacks or straight up stat buffs. In this episode, the tutorial for the skill point system is given to you by Alan in the hotel on 5th Jerusalem, and in order to help explain it, he will give Xion 20 of his own skill points, which are apparently all of the ones he has. So this is already pretty funny because by the time you get to the end of the game, individual skills are costing multiple hundreds of points, so it's like, haha, Alan's weak because he doesn't do the fighting. But it's also really funny because I think I know exactly where those 20 skill points came from, because prior to the little part where he joins the party as a guest in episode 3, at which point he doesn't actually learn skill points because he does not have a skill line, he has fought and defeated enemies very briefly. The first time is when he, Xion, Cosmos, and Lieutenant Virgil are trying to escape the Woglinde, where he actually has a gun and he does actually shoot at some of the Gnosis, taking some of them out himself. So yeah, Alan has a kill count before episode 3 if you didn't realize that, which is pretty funny. But again, it's there for only one scene, and on his own he only takes out a couple enemies, so it's not like he'd get a lot of skill points, and these are early game enemies too, so he wouldn't be getting too many from them. The only other time when he would be considered quote-unquote in the party enough to get skill points would probably be when he joins Xion to steal the ES Dina from the Damarung in episode 2. Before they get picked up by the Elsa and Alan presumably sits out for the rest of the game, they do get in one altercation where they're bailed out by Cosmos, who shows up, powers up, transforms the Dina into its actual fighty humanoid robot mode, and then they just fire a big beam that destroys a bunch of the enemy craft and makes the biggest one teleport away. So Alan was there. He might have had to press a button in order to make that happen, so I'd give him the benefit of the doubt. The thing is, ES combat is really stupid in episode 2 because the robots are different characters from the people piloting them, as in they gain levels and level up completely independently of the other characters. But if you apply episode 3's ES system, where the ESs are machines, you upgrade them with new equipment, but some of their stats are based on the pilot's stats, and the pilots will still get EXP and skill points for winning ES battles. If you apply that, he might have gotten 1 or 2 skill points from that fight too. Keep in mind the fact that while Alan does seem to be in the official co-pilot seat of Dina throughout most of episode 3, Cosmos just counts as the official pilot because she's off doing her own thing. She has her own compartment at the top of the mech above where Xion and Alan are. None of this has happened yet in episode 3 where he gives you the skill point tutorial. So while he might have earned some skill points later for just being in Dina as Xion did stuff, and that's what allowed him to get the couple abilities he has as an actual guest party member, he hasn't really done much now. But I like how there is technically a canon explanation for how Alan has 20 skill points, and I thought that was cool.